Right everybody, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. I hope you are all well. Before we jump into today's video, remember to subscribe to the channel and like the video if you do enjoy. Something a bit different today. I haven't done one of these since the house was a complete shell, like no flooring or sofas or anything really. So I'm going to give an updated house tour. So yeah, let's just jump straight in. Obviously we're in the hallway a bit, just at the minute. A little bit of decoration done there, as Katie is just covering that because it has our dress on. Then we've got this bit here that we picked up from Primark. If you do watch the vlogs, you'll sort of see all of this stuff and you'll have seen the welcome sign that Katie picked up. I think it was pretty much the day we moved in, to be honest. It was ready for Hello Sausage doormat, which is looking a bit worse for wear after
needs a wash.
Right, so we'll move on to the first and foremost, the downstairs bathroom first. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's just a downstairs bathroom. We've obviously got like just stuff for a downstairs bathroom really, like a toilet roll holder. You've got your mats, your towels, you've got your one bit of paneling that weirdly Gleason just put in, tile above the sink and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, like the plans for this room really is just to sort of, I think definitely get like a sink unit and then just essentially just decorate it, change the colours up a bit, get a new light shade in or something, maybe probably more likely a flush fitting light.
Yeah, probably move it slightly
to the centre. And yeah, that's pretty much all you can do with the downstairs toilet. You don't really want to go too over the top, I would say. Like you don't want to just, I think it is a room that can easily feel quite cluttered if you put too much in it. I have seen some that have a few paintings and stuff in, bit of decoration, and they all look nice, but I think me and Katie are going to keep it relatively simple because at the end of the day it is just a downstairs toilet where people come to do some business. So moving on to the next room. Right, so on to the next room now. We are into the living room. Now this room's probably the room that's had the most change. Obviously you've got like the flooring, the sofas, the telly's changed, the unit there, the TV unit's changed. Then you've got all the little bit of like pieces that we've added to the room, like the side tables, the teardrop shelves, and then the calyx unit there in the corner, which initially was a bit of a fail because we wanted one that was almost going to be this, but on the side. It was just on the side, wasn't it?
Just against that wall.
Against that wall. We got like midway through building it and realised, well, this isn't fitting in this corner at all. And to be honest, we actually prefer it like this. I think it brings the room a bit more alive, especially in that corner, whereas if it was just hiding behind the sofa, you wouldn't have really seen it a lot. Whereas especially when you come in through the kitchen and you see it, I don't know, it just makes the room feel a bit more fuller. You've obviously then got the little side tables as well, and these were an absolute steal. Everyone online sort of seemed to like them. We actually had to tell people where we got them from. They want them in different colours. I think they were a bit more expensive in white, but yeah, they're really handy. I think because they've got the shelf as well in between. Like you see, we've stored laptops on there. We store a bit of everything on there, and then on top, obviously, that's where we can put our cups. Got the keyboard there and a few of the little decorative pieces on top as well. And then if you just move on to the main event, we've got the TV, which like I said has changed. We had Katie's one from her old room initially, and the TV unit there, the TV stand. We did initially want the TV on the wall, but if you've watched the vlogs throughout, like you'll understand that we had a bit of a nightmare with that. Like the wall literally looked like it was going to rip off at one point. And yeah, we just sort of settled with it on. I say settled and that makes it sound quite bad, but we are actually a bit happier with it on there because, like you see, you've got all the things there that just needs a bit more decorating and a few more pieces on it. But we are pretty happy with the stand in itself. And yeah, like I think the room as a whole, like you say, has changed a lot. Obviously the blinds as well, they're something that we've added. I think we've only got blinds in like 3 rooms at the minute. I mean, I always say this, but I never knew how expensive blinds actually were until we moved into a house and needed them. But yeah, the living room as a whole is definitely like, it's the room that you buy a house the most for, I would say. I'd say the living room and the kitchen are probably the 2 rooms in a house that you really want to be nice and be able to sort of have almost host people in both of them rooms. I think in my family, everyone's house has either had a really big like sitting area or a really big kitchen where like that's where your main area to chill in is. And obviously in the sitting room as well, you've got the Harry Potter stair cupboard, Hannah's room as we call it, which is a mess at the minute, so I'm not really going to show you under there. But it is quite deep. Actually, I'll show you it for now. It is a mess, so please bear with us, but it is quite deep. It does obviously slant down with the stairs. I'll let Katie get in there. and I'll pop the light on, which we've just got one of these little sticky lights, which does the trick. Like really worth getting a hold of one of them. But yeah, as you can see, it is a mess at the minute, so you will have to bear with us for that. But at the end of the day, plans for this room, and then I'll get on to plans for the sitting room as well. We want to kind of get like a corner coat hanger stand there, maybe there's a little bit of a bigger shoe. We'll definitely need a bigger shoe holder, really don't, because Katie has so many shoes. My shoe collection grows as well, like everybody's. And then it'll just open it up a little bit more, so there is a bit more walkway space, places to hang bags as well, and then mainly just keep the cleaning utensils and stuff in there, like the hoovers and stuff. We've got an ironing board, and I think we've ironed about twice since we've been in this house. That's one thing that we've learned since moving out. My grandma used to iron absolutely everything for me and my mum and stuff, but now it's just like we can't be bothered. And to be honest, I've never worn a bit of clothing that hasn't been ironed and thought, Jesus, this could have done with an iron. I normally just iron like shirts, but that's about it. In terms of this room, we would like to get a mirror in here, but then that's pretty much it, isn't it, Katie? Apart from until we come to decorate, which I don't think I'm going to tell you about that yet, because I think the decorating, I don't want to sort of say what we're going to do until we actually come to do it, which will probably be like late summer. Obviously, if you do follow the vlogs at the minute, we will be doing the garden first, which I will put the link in the description down below if you want to check out the plans for the garden, because I'm not going to go into that this video. But yeah, like you say, we've got the light fitting in this room, which is really nice and bright. He's going to pop that on now.
Maybe to look away.
Oh yeah. And yeah, that really brightens the room, but we very rarely actually have this light on. We'll either have the corner light on, which was from IKEA. How much was this, Katie?
£7.
£7. She'll never forget that, because it was the biggest bargain of our lives. And then, or what we've been loving doing lately in the night is just putting the backlights on the telly. I don't know, can you see that all right? Yeah. And obviously they change colours and all that good stuff. So we've normally just been putting them on the night, really sort of make the room feel nice and cosy. But apart from the sitting room, like I say, it's just the mirror that we want. So what we'll do now is we will check out the next room in a sec. Right then, so into the kitchen we go. This is probably my favourite room that I didn't expect to be my favourite room, especially since we got the little chairs, benches, sorry, from Katie's mum and dad. That's recently just happened. I've loved sitting in this room, just doing a bit of editing, watching my tea. But not like watching it cook, but getting on with like editing whilst watching like my tea and that tea, cooking, stuff like that. Then we've got the bin, which everyone goes on about. Absolutely love the bin. Had a bit of a disaster with it recently, but it turned out the batteries had just died. I've just picked up a HelloFresh delivery. Probably the last one we'll ever get though, because I'm not ready for that this video. Got the double fridge, the American style fridge freezer. One of the, look at how full that looks at the minute. And I'm telling you now, that will not look full soon, because a lot of that is for the video that we are filming.
But then we've got to put this in.
Then we've got the HelloFresh to go in, so yeah,
might look a bit better. Might look a little bit better.
Yeah, it might look a little bit better, to be fair, because at the minute it's just full of like profiteroles. You've got pink gin, raspberry jelly pots. We've got absolutely all sorts in there.
No, let's not ruin the video.
No, that will be clearing up. Yeah, and yeah, but the kitchen really, just in general, like one of my favourite like places just to chill in. I think it's just because it's the place where all the food is for me. We've got Katie's cake that she baked yesterday. No, Friday now. I keep thinking it's Saturday today. That is unbelievable. We'll be having some of that later today as well. But yeah, I mean, a kitchen at the end of the day is a kitchen. In terms of plans for the room, really, I think this part of the kitchen is pretty much done until you come to the light. We do want to bring the light a bit further along to be more centered with the table. This will be where the table pretty much stays from now on. I think if we have one or two more guests around, it might move out a little bit. But as long as we can get it centered enough to the table, and we want a light that comes down a bit more, hangs a bit down, and sort of
probably sits where your hands are.
Pretty much where my hands are, about there. Yeah. Middle of the clock, obviously a bit more centered.
Obviously it's centered to the table, not the clock.
So it's not just like
it's not going to hit the clock. No.
But yeah, I think in terms of the kitchen as well, like with Gleason, we changed this. I think the only thing we changed was these, was the door handles. We changed them to rose gold, which
Not rose gold.
no, are they just gold?
They're just gold.
Oh,
Rose gold's more pink.
yeah, so we that's the only thing that we pretty much changed with this. And obviously, if you've followed the channel for a long time, you'll know that we had our cooker changed, our oven changed, sorry, to a fan oven because it was just electric.
Electric.
So
yeah, we're supposed to have that one.
yeah, and then obviously with this light, we don't want it hanging down. We want this one flush to the ceiling. But in terms of that, guys, for the kitchen, that is pretty much it. We'll probably just head straight upstairs now because I can't really think of any of the plans. Can you, Kate, for the kitchen?
Not until we...
Oh, blinds. We want fitted blinds for here. I did forget about that because it's pointing to the garden. Like I say, if you want to check out garden plans and stuff, I'll link the video of that in the description down below. But we want fitted blinds to this, so when we open the door to go out to the patio and stuff in the summer, it isn't blowing off. We want it fitted to the door, and then these sort of blinds
again to the window.
Fitted to the window.
Like not fitted to the window,
no,
as in not come and have the living room ones
like
on the outside,
have
it on the inside.
To the sort of arc level window.
Yeah, so that when the blind's down in the winter,
yeah,
this is still like
that's still visible.
It's not so you can't. You can still do the dishes, and you don't have to. Yeah.
Dishes and stuff. Yeah. But like I say, apart from that in the kitchen, that's pretty much it. The kitchen was the first room that we completed when we came in because it was obviously the flooring. Always get complimented on the flooring about how nice it is. We do absolutely. To be honest, we just love everything in general in the kitchen. I think at the minute, I just think, like I say, once the garden's done, it will be one of them rooms that this will be the room that probably becomes the priority next, because we'd like to think, like say, oh, we need to mirror next door in the sitting room.
And we already have one in mind.
Yeah, so
relatively cheap.
yeah, that's like I say for the kitchen, that's pretty much it. Really happy with it. And now we'll head upstairs. And so we're going to go upstairs now. So we want to talk a bit about the staircase in general. Obviously this was painted. I think you will have seen that in the first one, because I think this was, we started painting this like pretty much day 2 or 3, wasn't it, Katie?
Mm-hmm.
This was like the first thing that we done on the house to make it sort of our own. I think we did just want to get in and sort of make the house our own. Obviously again, just carpets going up the stairs to the bedrooms, and yeah, just I don't know where to start first. Obviously on the landing we've got this little collage of me and Katie. This was pretty much our first 2 years together. So I went all over, as you can see, Paris, Greece, Zante, Barcelona somewhere on there, and yeah, just plenty of trips away. And then COVID hit, so we will do the spare room first, I think. Like I say, in terms of the land, I think we want to get a plant in that corner there as a key, that one next to just next to the mirror. And then that will, did you just give the camera a wave there?
I think so, but I didn't come in the shot.
Oh.
Right.
But yeah, we'll move on into the spare room just straight away. I think this is the one room in the house that really, like, you come in and for some reason you sort of think, oh, we'll get like we'll keep a bed in case anyone wants to stop, and then you shortly realise that absolutely nobody stops over in your house, and it ends up just essentially becoming like what the office room is, just sort of a room that you can sort of do whatever you want in until you have kids, especially in mine and Katie's situation. I think, like the room next door, we do want to get, I will get obviously on our main bedroom, but again, just built-in wardrobes. I think you've got to really try and utilise this space as much as you can with it being a bulkhead. Obviously, if that was free, you'd be able to comfortably fit 2 double like sized wardrobes in. Really, it's, as you can see, this one here, still a big gap there. So I think if we can get the fitted wardrobes right into the ceiling, more than enough room for clothes for people, like whoever stops over, or kids, or as you can see in a minute, it's just Katie's stuff in there. These are obviously her old wardrobes, and then stuff on top for the bathroom. We have got the old telly in here at the minute. We're still really undecided on what to do with that, whether we put it in this room, whether we put it in our bedroom, or whether we just get rid of it really. Then we've got Katie's old bed. And this was obviously one of the rooms that we've got blinds in as well. I think these was because, this was a mistake, wasn't it? Or,
no, we were sleeping in here.
Yeah, we were sleeping in this room for the first few months of the house until we got our new bed. Got a nice print up there that Katie's seen, be our guest. But yeah, apart from that, that's pretty much it to talk about in this room. But then I think in terms of plans for the room, we really want to get a sofa bed in instead of an actual bed, just so we can have a bit more floor space. Like I say, my vision for the room's like nice sofa bed against here, maybe a little sort of coffee table somewhere around there, so if someone does stop over they can have the drinks when they plug the phone in, the phone is on charge on there.
Do you mean a bedside table?
Yeah, bedside table, not coffee table. And then a TV on the wall, obviously get that where there was a little crack and we have had to fill it in, repaint that as soon as we can. Obviously remember, if you are watching this video newly, we have been living in this house for the last sort of 7 months now. So yeah, we are getting our first sort of teething difficulties, like a few cracks there, sort of a few around there. That's another thing why we want to get rid of, like, not get rid of the bulkhead, but utilise the spaces so we can hide little cracks like that as well. But yeah, like anyways, as I get back to my plans, sofa bed, bedside table, obviously built-in wardrobes, nice telly on the wall, you know, just really utilise the space that we can in this bedroom, almost make it like a second living room, really. Like if someone, like, so if Katie's like wanting to watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians downstairs, but there's like an Arsenal game on upstairs, I can just come up here, or vice versa, she can come up here and I can see her downstairs, and we can just do that. But I think definitely that is one thing that I will say, is if you do move in, there's just 2 of you and you aren't planning on having kids for about 3 to 5 years, or even like a year or 2, I wouldn't necessarily worry about having a bed in one of the spare rooms, because nobody stops over whatsoever. And unless you're in a situation where they do, for me and Katie so far, it has been a bit pointless, and I think that's why we want a sofa bed. So then it essentially just becomes another chilled room. By the way, I have just been grilled for saying that they were my plans in the room. It is mine and Katie's plans, as always, and she's just stuck, I think, up with us. But hey ho, we move into the bathroom, and yeah, I think obviously just normal, obviously very echoey. You've got like a toilet, you've got your shower and your bath there. It's like I say, fairly self-explanatory. I will just pop the light on because me and Katie have been already sampling some colours to change this room just in that corner there. Like I say, if you follow the vlogs, you will have seen all of this so far. I think, like, in terms of like plans for the room, which we'll just get straight on with, because like I say, a bathroom's a bathroom. There's not really a lot being done with this, apart from this thing here, which is absolutely, for 2 people, the amount you can fit in this is just incredible. Like, we've still got this top shelf really is still spare. We've just put that there just to have it there, just to fill it really. I thought something was going to fall there, but I think a nice sort of mirrored unit on this wall is what we're sort of going to go for. Maybe it's like you want something, a towel radiator, isn't it there, like one of the longer ones instead of like that one.
Just to maybe go up to as high as the towel rail.
Yeah, like around about there.
Like that height.
Yeah, and then I think in terms, for me personally, on this wall, I'd love to sort of get some form of shelves on this wall just to have a bit more storage on. Like I say, this is one of them rooms again where we're fairly happy with it at the minute, and it's not high on the priority list to change, because it does its job, it does what we want it to do at the minute. But every room we've sort of talked about, we've had plans for, we've got plans for going into in the future. But yeah, I'd love some sort of shelving unit on there. Oh,
just want to be bathroom.
I thought I could hear it before as well.
You've knocked it, that's all.
But yeah, like I say, a bathroom at the end of the day is a bathroom. Obviously, we added this. Gleason didn't add the panel. I don't actually know.
We got it from B&Q.
Yeah, we got that from B&Q.
100.
Yeah. I don't know if you will have actually seen that. Oh, seen obviously the light as well. We want a flush fitted light. I think that is one thing that we didn't understand as well, is how expensive light fittings are. It's like, if you want a nice one, you can just get like a shade for like £8, but again, me and Kate were very much like, we'd rather almost save that money to go towards the project, opposed to just, and then when we come round to this room, we can just chuck all our money added that we can and get it nice first time, opposed to changing stuff. Whatever way you want to do it, really, it's up to you guys, suits you. We've also got the towel hanger thing there, is that what you would call it?
Towel, like holder, rail?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Fairly easy to install. I think that was only like a couple of quid from B&M, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
£3, I think.
But yeah, in terms of for the bathroom, that's like I say, that's it. If you as well, like when we're going through these, if you just have any questions, leave them in the comments down below and I will get to them. But we will now move on to the next room. So, into the office room now. This was like a room that we always knew was going to be an office room really, wasn't it, for quite well. I've seen a few people have like walk-in wardrobes in this room when they have this house type. Obviously we've got a Kilkenny, or what's the other one, Katie? Wicklow. Katie knows all these houses to a T. Yeah, I've seen a few people have like walk-in, like a wardrobe on the wall and stuff like that, and it does look really cool. I do think this is the one room in the house that you can sort of just do anything with. Obviously, as you can probably tell, this is the one room that we have decorated with the matte black wall. This is sort of the Katie's workroom, my games room, although I haven't been in it a lot lately. But yeah, we've got the desk. I got the desk for Christmas. Obviously, I bought the monitor quite a while ago. This is I'm proud of pretty much every room, but this is the one room so far that I am just super like buzzing with how it's turned out. Like, it's exactly sort of how I pictured it. It's not done yet. I will move on to stuff in a second, but yeah, like the desk got for Christmas, the chair got for Christmas off Katie, the little unit there behind Katie there, got that from B&M. It was about 60 quid, wasn't it? 60, 70 quid?
It wasn't even that, it was about 40.
£40. But yeah, got a lot of stuff on that I've had from growing up. Obviously this sort of thing here I got for...
That was off your mum for
off
Christmas.
my mum for Christmas.
It's the same as that one, our first year, but just
yeah. Then we got that for Christmas, but then like stuff like this, Planet Hollywood. I think that was from France when I went with my mum and dad. We've got a few little pens and stuff there. That's for another time. And then I've got like my Arsenal top here with Ozil on the back, one of my favourite Arsenal players. Arsenal scarf from the Emirates when I went to watch them play Aston Villa 2 or 3 seasons ago now, I can't quite remember. Then I've got a quiz book that I got for Christmas, and then the other 2 shelves are just going to be filled in sort of time when I can sort of find stuff to fill them, which I'm sure eventually I will. You've got the proper 12 whiskey holder in the corner there with the bottle in as well. Got that for Christmas, I think it was like last year. So yeah, then the prints on the wall, got them for Christmas this year. 2 sporting idols and the city that I'd love to visit the most. Obviously Sergio Ramos, just serial winner. Canelo Alvarez, like unbelievable boxer, like one of my favourite boxers. And then Seattle, place I want to visit the most. Grew up watching Twilight, like that was like one of my favourite movies for ages. I remember watching them all the time. And then more recently watching Grey's Anatomy, which is also based in Seattle. So yeah, that's like one of the things that I want to visit the most. In terms of this room lighting, I want to more get a corner light in that corner there. That is like an LED light that sort of you can change the colour on, a bit like the ones downstairs, but I've seen it and it like sits in the corner nicely, like sort of has like Y-shaped legs and then just runs up the corner. Nice there. So then I'm not really too sure what I would do with that light. It does just hurt my eyes looking at it. But again, I would probably just want to get it flush to the ceiling just so that it works at the minute. I can just sort of head of that. And yeah, so that is pretty much it for this room. At first, we weren't really too sure on what to do with these, but I think this is from Katie's mum and dad's house, but they sort of fit with the room quite nicely now. And I can't see the moon because they weigh a ton of weight. But yeah, in terms of other plans, I think paint the other walls. I think top up this wall because it does get grubby quite easy, the matte black. And as you can see, there is a few rugged edges around the corners, which again, I'm not too bothered about because it did have to be done quite quickly. We did leave it up quite last minute, just before Christmas when I was getting I knew I was getting this, so I wanted it all done pretty quickly. But like I say, the most of it has turned out really nice, and I am really happy with it. But I think now we'll move on to the last room. Right, and so the last room in the house is mine and Katie's bedroom where the magic happens. So, bit like the last bit there, the spare bedroom, built-in wardrobes again. As you can see, this is my wardrobe with all my stuff in it and on top of it. Obviously we've got a few bits laying about. That should be over the bed. That's my fault, that's laziness. But yeah, again, like I think built-in wardrobes just to utilise that space. You could, I don't know if I've seen it, but I feel like I have, where people have just put like shelves in or something in there just to sort of, I definitely think you have to utilise this space. Otherwise I think that's when you might walk in at first and think, oh, like it takes out a big corner and a big chunk of the room, and sure, like from the floor there, it definitely does. But if you get the built-in wardrobes, like I say, you still can't do anything with that space. I think we've seen someone recently actually put like fake drawers in there. Mm-hmm. It does look cool, but I think we would just keep it the same way as it is and sort of more or less just get a nice built-in wardrobe with a slidey door that has all that in there. And then you essentially just have, again, like this wardrobe but just a bit flush to the wall a bit more and running right up to the ceiling. The bed, my mum and dad, was it my mum and dad got us the bed? Again, king size, double king? King size, I did think it was a king size bed. Fits the room very well. Obviously I sleep this side, so I'm not sort of like, I mean I can get through, but I have to go on my side. Do you have to go on your side as well?
No, I don't have to, but I do most of the time, just so I don't hit my knee.
To be honest, it does fit nicely in the room. I think like, if you're looking at this and go, oh, he can't quite walk through it properly, it's like, I think in most new builds houses now, it is going to be tough to sort of get a massive bed in and be able to sort of have it. You could have it against the window, but then we'd be losing out on two sort of sockets. And I think this room,
radiator.
And the radiator.
Like the heat, you won't come out. So.
Yeah, so I think with how our bed is, we just like it here anyways. I don't think we'll ever sort of change where the bed sits. We didn't want it in the corner because I think in my mum and dad's and Katie's mum and dad's, we had them in the corner. And again, it's just like, you like to be able to get out your own side of the bed without having to sort of climb over anyone if you need the toilet through the night. In terms of, and quickly, the bed is Ottoman style, so I will just open that up very quickly. Watch us struggle live on camera. So yeah, like good amount of storage underneath the bed.
Just a mess.
Well, it is just a mess, but like, who's under the bed isn't? It is like a lot of Christmas stuff under there at the minute, and more bedding and throws and stuff like that, which we will sort in time. But like I say again, not really a massive rush. Just need to do that nice and carefully. In terms of plans for this room, on the prints there on the wall, you won't have seen them. Obviously, like I say, when I first gave a tour of this house, it was literally just a shell. It didn't have any flooring in. It didn't have any deck, like it just had nothing in, did it?
No.
Apart from the banister being painted, it was nothing like this. And yeah, I think in terms of plans for this room, what actually is the key apart from the wardrobe?
What left to get?
Yeah.
Besides decorating?
Like I say, wardrobe and a light fitting. We've got the
bedside tables.
Oh, bedside tables. That was it. We do want to get bedside tables. We will actually probably get them like before we get to this room. But like, to be honest, it's never really been an issue. I think especially for me and Katie, it just doesn't really bother us that much, like not having bedside tables and stuff. Yeah, no one comes up to chill in here. So we've very much just been under the impression of get the room sorted that people are going to spend the most time in, including us. So like, where we're going to sit the most, where most people are going to sit the most when they come around to visit, and where more people are going to see. It's like, no one comes up. It's like that meme of when you're at your mum and dad's and your mum and dad have guests coming over and they're like, oh, make sure your bedroom's tidy, as if your auntie's just going to walk in and go, yeah, I'm just going to go and sit in Liam's room for a bit. And it's like, well, it just doesn't happen, does it? So I think, like I say, we're not like too fussed about having this room massively sort of decorated or anything like that yet. But like I say, the decorating is going to come in late summer, so subscribe to the channel if you're not already, because we're going to be decorating like everything on, okay? Like I'm talking like paneling in rooms, painting a lot in rooms, every room. Like I say, that's one thing with the paint that Gleeson used. I do think they just used one coat. You'll see a few like hand marks, like that won't even be like, I don't even know, like it scratches easy as well, so definitely would get that. But yeah, if you have enjoyed the video, guys, remember subscribe to the channel if you're not already, like the video if you did enjoy, get any comments down below that you have in the comment section. I'm always on them. I will get back to comments tomorrow, so it's Sunday that I'm recording this, so it'll be Tuesday's video that I'll get back to some comments. Obviously just the last few videos have been a little bit different, but like I say, if you have enjoyed, subscribe, get comments down below, like the videos, and I'll catch you next time.
Really quickly, prints were from Decennial, for anyone that was wondering.